Hi, Jovi. Nice to see you today. Can you hear me okay? I'll just turn down the music just a little bit. Let me... Hello, Hazma. Not an animation tutorial. No. I'm just working on this project, and I figured that I would live stream it and just see what everybody thinks. So this is just a very ad hoc, casual live stream that I'm just living, just to see what everybody thinks of what I'm up to. Perfect. Great to hear you. Yeah, so we're working here today on the Airbus A380. Yes, so this is going to be rather interesting. We're going to be working on it together. So I've got sort of the textures here. This is my base texture, and we're going to be making an easyJet A380. So we're looking for something along the lines of something like this, but I want to make it an A380 sort of one here. So let's see, what do we need? We need the logo, easyJet, probably something that is something relatively similar, but I want to go a little bit more complex like that. So we got to make sure that we have both. So this is all I've got so far. So I've just got these two easyJet sort of logos here. And you'll see what we've got. And what I'll do is I'll actually just export that as a PNG. And we are going to I'll chuck that onto the thing just so you can see what it actually looks like. So easyJet Photoshop. I just haven't got the actual thing open. Let me just navigate, make sure it's in the right download folder. Excuse me. So yeah, this is a very casual, just sit down. I figured, like, if I'm going to be doing all this work right now, I might as well use it for a moment just to reach out. I didn't do a live stream this weekend because of that damn Trump video. Ended up actually taking me a lot longer to make than I thought it ever would. Did everyone here actually see the Trump video? I would love to see what you guys think. I do see you, Iswa. Yes, so the next video coming up, just a preview for you guys that are watching the live stream. The preview coming up is we're going to be talking about the problem with the economics of flying. Hey, Bendy, no need to spam the chat there. What did you guys think of the Trump video that just came out the other day? I'd love to know your thoughts. If there's any other videos or any other airlines that you would like to see that are no longer in the world, let's jump onto this. So basically, this is the sort of the program. This is Blender, if you guys don't know. And also I have on my Patreon, which is in the description of my latest videos, you can actually find tutorials on how I do all my skinning and everything like that. So hold on, I'm just going to bring this up, and this is what we've got so far. So easyJet. So we've got to obviously change the tail, and we've got to make it look as horrible as possible. Thank you so much for the kind words. Hey Jovi, yes, so most of the models are made from scratch that are on the channel, unless it's something that you see for just one shot. So if I'm looking for a very particular shot and I just need an Airbus A320 just for like one shot that you see on screen for 2 seconds, then I'm going to be looking at other collections and other things to just use them just for the shot. But then of course I still have to texture them, animate them, bring them into here and do everything with this program. Okay, so let's jump back into this. So we're going to be looking at something maybe like let's do either the tail. See, I find this one to be a little bit dull. So maybe we'll do something more like this. Or perhaps even something like this. I don't know if you guys can see it, so I'll just open this up in another tab up the top here. So that's what I'm kind of thinking of making. That's what we'll do. Okay, an A380 with JetBlue livery. That's not a bad idea. Maybe we really should do something like that. definitely something in the future. I definitely want to talk about the rise of JetBlue's interesting because they're not a low cost carrier, but they're not a full service carrier either. And now they're entering the transatlantic space, which is a very interesting market indeed. Okay, so let's see. We're going to make something that's like this sort of stripe that goes across. Oh, that's going to be a bitch. Okay, so let's get to work. So this is what I'm going to do. We're going to paint this together. I'm thinking something along the lines of, I almost want to do I want to do this, but I want to curve it. So I don't actually want to do this way. Let's see. I don't want to use a lasso select tool because that will look kind of. Actually, maybe we can make this work. Something along the lines of that. No, that's going to look terrible. Let's see if I can do this as an actual path. One moment. Where's the pen tool? This is what we need, the pen tool. We've got to make sure that it's the right color. So we'll just select the easyJet orange. Do you guys like the easyJet livery? Is that something that you guys like? Then I should be able to do something along the lines of this. I don't know why it's red. We'll have to fix this afterwards. So something like that. And then we go up here and we've got to make it the orange. And then we go up to the side here. I don't know if you can see. You change it to like a darken color or a linear burn. So then we bring back these things. But I definitely don't want to lose the orange color. So I'm just trying to find one. That's pretty close. That's pretty close. So then maybe if we just turn out the opacity. But I know you guys will rip my head off if I get the colors wrong. So. Bendy Alpha 2020. Do you say my name? Bendy. Yes, I say it. Hey, Aiden. Good job, Nick. Thanks so much. Iswa Rada Adam. I think Nick is also very good at making livery for the A380. Thank you. Graham Nash said, I had no idea that Trump lasted that long. It was an eye-opening video. It's very interesting that it was around about 3 or 4 years. And a lot of people were saying in the comments, they were like, he's such a failure that he was unable, it's just another like scam. And it's like, well, actually, no, it wasn't a scam. And the airline itself fulfilled its job, but it just didn't make the money. So like that was the actual problem with everything that was running. Okay, everyone, I'm just getting, just making sure that the stream is still working just fine. So there might be a little bit of lag with the stream just at the moment, but it should ease itself out. The old BEA colors, that's a very interesting idea. Well, basically, we're doing a version of this that is actually supposed to be low-cost carriers. It's just easyJet. Okay, so now we take this and we just duplicate it down because if you don't know, there's actually 2 versions of this that are. This is the reversed and this is the other side. So then we save this. So let's just save this and we'll export as a PNG again. For me, Nick could have his own airline with his own creative livery. That's what Iswa said. Yes, I actually have my own airline idea that I would love to do. And I might tell you about it whilst I get this set up into the next part. So basically, my idea for an airline would be operating between the Pacific Islands from Hawaii to Australia, and it'd be called Air Pacifica. And we would have a fleet of Airbus A220s, because I think that would be the absolute perfect thing to use. Hey Bendy, just relax a little bit there. We're all friends here. So, is this for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020? So I don't actually have Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, and I've been told multiple times that I can get Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, and I could just do everything in that program that I do for the channel. Yes, I could, but I mean, I would have less flexibility to do stuff like what we're doing here. But it would still be. I will probably get it. I'm going to be upgrading my system soon, so I could probably make better graphics, and I'll probably get Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 to have a go at that. So, Jovi, Nick received your kindness. Thank you. Okay, Theo Lee, is there any advice you can give us to build an airport terminal model? I actually have a friend of mine who builds airport terminals. He builds them for video games. I can ask him a question if you want me to, and I'll pass it along to you. I'm actually thinking about doing a video soon about airport terminal design with a designer friend of mine. Found and Explained Airlines. Would you guys fly on Found and Explained Airlines? Okay, so now we've got to design the actual tail fin, and I'll bring up the skin that I have done previously. So I skinned this model originally myself. So let me bring this up. Apologies if you're seeing my desktop for a second there. Let's see. Where is it? It's this one. Okay, so this is the blank version with nothing. So I saved the blank version. So easyJet. What does easyJet have? They have a really ugly. It's gonna have to be all orange with a white easyJet over the side. So I'll grab the original. I like to grab the original logo, and we'll just inverse it. Okay, is that working? No. So we drag that up, and we drop that in. There's the original logo, which is definitely a little bit laggy because I'm live streaming at the same time, and my computer is really not that advanced, which is actually an absolute miracle that I've been able to create the videos that you guys have seen. Please do a Ryanair Boeing 747-800. So do you mean the 747-8i? Or are you talking about a plane that I am not aware of? Jovi True says, is YouTube your full-time job? Your content is absolutely astonishing. Well, thank you so much for the incredible kind words. I'm always absolutely stunned when people say, hey, like, I really enjoyed your video, because that kind of blows me away, you know? Like, it's just one of those. I'm incredibly lucky to be able to make a video and have someone watch it, because I know so many people that make videos that no one sees it, and they're great videos. To answer your question, I do YouTube, and I'm actually a publisher full-time, and I'm also a consultant in the aviation industry. And so you can find my work on eWays Aviation and on simpleflying.com. Eddie and Cautious, I wish I had Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Well, maybe I'll grab it, and we can see if it's worthwhile to actually play. Okay, so now I need to invert. No, I need to make this white, actually. Oh, no, I deleted it by accident. Don't need that. So I think we need to do a blending options, and we need to do not a stroke, sorry, a color overlay, and we need to make that white. There we go. Now we're going to have to, hey, Bendy, I'm just going to have to put you in a timeout for a second because you're spamming on the channel. There we go. What's my rig spec, says Derek. Derek, do you guys really want to see what my computer rig spec is? This is going to shock you. I'll bring up my my system. So let's see, system properties on this side. This is my computer. So you can see that I'm running like a 16 gigabytes of RAM, 1.3 gigahertz to 1.5, and like nothing really else going on. It's a Dell XPS 13. It's really not an advanced computer. It's just one of those things that's like, it's a miracle that it hasn't burst into flames. Jovi Chu says, do you use Premiere Pro to edit your videos? So I use Premiere Pro, I use Blender, I use After Effects, and I also use Photoshop. So I'm using a whole bunch of different programs to make all these different things. Iswa says, please do an Airbus A380 with Garuda Indonesia livery, please. Well, we're not doing it for this one, but down the line, we will definitely be talking about Garuda. Garuda's a very interesting airline, and I've got to say, I've flown on them, and I've actually been retweeted multiple times by them when I was on a different Twitter account that I currently have. And this is another thing. I don't know. Are you guys interested in following me on social media? I have various accounts that I haven't really promoted because I've been kind of really focusing about what everything we're doing here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a magic wand. And I realize we just got to bring this back because I need to grab the color. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to magic wand everything. Actually. Oh, that's perfect. That's what I want to grab. Yep. Okay. And then I'm going to go, I got the color and we're going to color this in. I think I didn't finish my sentence there that I was saying if you guys are interested, you can follow me on social media, and I might leave that in the chat in a minute. Anyway, yeah, so Garuda Indonesia, I actually flew on them when I was going to Bali from Australia, as you do, and I've got to say their economy class is 34 inches of legroom for long haul, which is almost unheard of in this day and age. Like almost every other airline I fly on, they do not give you 34 inches, which is a lot if you're unfamiliar with how much space that is. And so, like, I highly recommend Garuda Indonesia. Great service, really good food, excellent entertainment. And I'm almost and you can auction. You can actually buy an upgrade to business class in that cabin. So, okay, and then, I'm just catching up to the chat now. So, let's see. Oh, nice. I cannot pronounce your name. I'm so sorry. Riyuri Madavia. Just a curious question here. Is there a team behind the scenes to your YouTube channel, or is it just you? If it's just you, then props for the hard work and all the enjoys. So I do occasionally ask for help from other people, but it's literally just me. So don't think that I'm a whole production company or house and stuff like that. So every single, and any sort of ad revenue that I get just goes straight to either like putting back into the channel or like buying food so I can survive. So it's not really anything like that. Simple Flying. I think YouTube brought me to you because of Simple Flying. Yes, I was actually the longest, I was until recently the longest serving writer on Simple Flying, and I was actually the creator of their YouTube channel. So the whole reason that they've got a big YouTube presence is because of me. Simple Flying is great, yes. My parent doesn't allow me to play Microsoft Flight Simulator because they're so protective. Well, look, one day you'll move out of your parents' house and you can play all the games you want. But at the time, if there's any children watching, stay in school, don't do drugs, do your homework, make your parents proud, and maybe one day you'll become an airline pilot and you can fly the plane for real. Jovichu says your computer is a great helper. Can you make Cathay Pacific on the Boeing 747? Yeah, I mean, I can do anything, but it depends whether or not I need it for a video. Okay, so we've got to make sure that this is like a color burn because it's going to look horrible. I think it's going to have to be that multiply again, and then we just drop it. What did we drop the other one by? We dropped the other one by 88% opacity. So we'll drop this one by 88%, and then we'll have a look at the result. And I know it looks kind of wonky, but the way it works is that the modeling program is not going to take all the bleed, all the textures that have come out on the side. So now we have to duplicate this layer. We have to drag it to like there. And then we have to go, oh, this is going to look horrible. Are you ready for this? Oh, no, I did it wrong. Wrong one. Does anybody here know how to use Photoshop who's watching? Oh, you're probably smacking your head against the wall going like, what is this guy doing? What is this guy doing? He doesn't know anything. There we go, easyJet. Oh, I don't know how this is going to turn out. Doesn't look right, but okay. We also need to make all the engines the same orange, because the easyJet engines are actually orange as well, and also if there's anything and all of this. So we're not going for this exact thing, but that's what we're going to do. I actually really like the easyJet livery. Okay, so let me just go back to the comments. Have you tried out Substance Painter for doing textures? In Blender, I haven't exactly. There's a lot that I've got to learn with Blender, and I've just found that this is easy right now. Adian Koch says, this computer can't even load videos from the camera without being like, oh, trust me, I'm very familiar with that. That's why after this, for Christmas and my birthday that's coming up, I'm considering just buying what a ridiculously good computer. I'm going to go with PC, I think, rather than Mac, because the value for money is significantly better. Okay. Hi. Hey, buddy. How's it going? Air India should have an Airbus A280. Do you mean an A380? Yeah, you would think so, but when you see what's coming up, it's not actually economical for airlines to really have a Airbus A380. It's this weird like arrangement where it doesn't always make economical sense. It's better for basically people don't want one large plane. People would rather fly on several you know what? I'm gonna do this a little bit. Oh no, I'll come back in. People would rather fly on individual flights, like one flight every hour, than flying on one flight per time. Props to you for making it still running with all that heavy programming. Thank you so much, Derek. Okay, I'm just popping back up to the chat. It's moving so fast. I'm from Indonesia. Garuda, I think, is not as bad as United. Hey, Aiden Booth, please say your name. Yep, there's your name. Adam says, I want to fly on the Boeing 777X because it's a very good and beautiful looking plane. Yeah, I really do too, but I'm going to let other people fly on it first, just in case, because of Boeing's reputation at the moment. But American Airlines is the worst. Well, Booty, I'm not so sure about that. Even SpiceJet is better than American. Potentially. I haven't really flown much on the Indian carriers, to be honest. Timothy, love your videos. Thank you so much. As a solo creator, Nick has been doing an excellent job. I'm sure nobody will ever criticize you. Thank you, Jovi Choi, but I get a lot of criticism. I have many, many people who either send me emails or write in the comments, which you'll never see because the comments get blocked by YouTube, but I see them. And let me tell you, they are some really, like, I don't understand. I legitimately do not understand why they're like that. It's this really like, well, who knows what goes into the mind of someone. They waste their time writing a comment to me saying like, hey, I think you're terrible. And I'm like, okay, thank you for watching anyway. And I hope you have a great day, because all you can do is return them with kindness, you know? Okay, so I need to select this, because what I'm doing now is I've painted this all orange, but we actually want to make sure that the metal finishings are not orange. So I'm going over them. So now the little Rolls-Royce symbol and everything like that will make sense. Okay, so we're just going to do this, and then we're going to import it into the program. I'm just going to save this just in case it crashes, because you never know what happens when you're going live. Iswa says he wants to fly a space shuttle. Well, I fear that you're probably about a decade late, but you saw the SpaceX program that went today, which is very excited. Would you guys be interested in watching a video about outer space, like SpaceX, and talking about the future of space travel? Because that's another huge passion of mine. Okay, I'm just popping back up just into the credits. What would a Trident 3 look like in easyJet colors? I don't even know what a Trident 3 looks like, to be honest. Let's just look it up real quick. Let's just see what a Trident 3 looks like. Trident 3. Do you mean a computer, or is there a plane? Do I have to type in plane? Oh. So it looked like a Boeing 727 in easyJet colors. Okay, interesting. Okay, I can imagine that. Maybe it'd be cool to do a video that's like a real retro one where it goes, if all the airlines today existed back in the past, like Ryanair. I'll tell you a little bit of trivia, so I hope you guys are paying attention for this part. Did you know and this is another Nick, did you know trivia thing, that Virgin Atlantic almost became the very first low-cost carrier. So basically, back in like when Virgin Atlantic was like first starting out, I'm talking Richard Branson had just like done his Caribbean flights, and he was just starting out like little stuff. He wanted to make, because I believe his first route was from London to New York. He wanted to make a feeder route to fly from like Manchester down to London and then on to America, but he couldn't always fill it up. So what he did is he had really low cost tickets with no like perks like food or anything like that, and allowed him passengers to just use the Manchester to London service without actually flying on towards New York. And he actually had like a small plane in all economy that actually did it. And it's like, he had it, he had done it, and then he like got rid of it, which was just such like a, you know, then he got rid of the route because he decided to focus on other things. And it's just like, you're slapping your face going like, oh my God, dude, he was so close. And to this day, he's admittedly said like, I can't believe what I did wrong. Okay, so this is where we're at so far. So let's bring this up big. What do you guys think? What's missing? So we've made the engines. So we should probably do these little notches on the wings, the winglets. It should be both sides. Oh, that's wrong. Okay, so it's supposed to be the E at the top. See, that's what you do. Okay, so let's go back to it and figure it out. Let's see. Where is it? Oh, sorry, you probably saw my screen for a second there. So it's this one. So the E needs to be up this end. So we need to rotate 180. But now it's going to be upside down. Does that make sense? It's going to be flip horizontally. Oh, no, I flipped everything again. God, I forget that I don't do that one. And then maybe we... Okay, that's upside down. I think that's it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to export it again. And now you can see why it's a little bit complicated. There are ways of like that the program can like instantly see what you're working on and then just quickly make changes to it. But not today. So what we're going to do is I'll just keep reading this. So no Air Koryo A380 is the best. Well, yeah, Air Koryo was the only airline, I think one of the only airlines in the world that is actually like got a negative rating, like a 1-star rating. Will there ever be a larger plane than the A380, says Iswa? Well, no. I honestly don't think there is. Unless, and someone said this in the comments a long time ago, they said unless people were going to go slower because there's a lower point of efficiency with big engines. And that is, we're going to just update this in the shading. So unless, if you've got bigger planes with slower engines, so the plane takes even longer. Say it takes 16 hours to fly London to New York, but now it can be huge and it's super fuel efficient. And then tickets can be really low. It can be like a flying cruise ship. And at this point, you start to wonder if we're just getting close to like a flying blimp again. So that didn't seem to really change. Did I not change anything with this? Oh, I've done the wrong side. Sorry, everyone. You must be like, this guy's an idiot. So that one's right. And for some reason, we've modified... What? Ah, I see where we've gone wrong. These are flipped. These are flipped. So we'll go back. This one's wrong. So how many times do we have to go back until we're... So that one's correct. This one is wrong. So this is the one that we need to inverse. So we need to flip horizontally, and then we need to rotate 90 degrees. So this should be now fine. I think. So third time's the charm. Fingers crossed, everyone. Let's do it together. You crossing your fingers? I want to make sure everyone in the chat's crossing their fingers. Oh, sorry. I just caught up with all the chat and it's all just come through. Yeah, look, it's a trial and error process, and that's what I think. It's the same with editing too. That's why their videos take so long. I mean, I could sit down and I could do a live stream video like we're doing right now and just talk about planes, but I don't know how interesting that would be. I think you guys like the more polished look of things. If anyone wants to see a sneak peek, look at this. I'm going to show you a sneak peek of just like the insanity. This is all the textures that I have for like everything. Look at all these different like Transaero, freighters, United States of America, and some other spoilers in there that I don't want you to see just yet. So we're going to change this to the new one, and we should see it. That's the wrong one. That's the old one. Did I not transfer it in? Okay. Why is Blender being... Blender, why are you being like this? There we go. Yes, look at that. I mean, is it good though? Why is the E? Is the E actually chopped off? Why is the E chopped off? It's not chopped off on that side. Sometimes I get really lazy and I just like film one side of the plane, even though the other side of the plane is like a different color. So I don't sometimes necessarily always do both sides. Let's have a look at that. Why is the E chopped off? So the E's actually just chopped off in real life. Why? Did I accidentally chop it? Why are you doing? Why are you chopped off? Oh, it's back. What? Oh, there was a stroke layer on. Am I going crazy? Did people see it getting chopped off? What is going on here? Okay, I'm going to catch up to the chat. I'm going to export this. We're going to do this, and then I'm going to catch up to the chat, and then I'll show you how I start to build a scene. So, 1 second. Where is the chat window gone? I really need like a third monitor at this point. Is a Anatov AN225 bigger? It's funny because it's not. The plane is, it's complicated. It's roughly the same size, but I actually did the calculations once for an article, and maybe it's a video I'll make, where we turn the Anatov 225 into a passenger plane. I think that would be a really cool video, actually. I'm going to write that down on my list. And basically, it can't carry as many passengers as an Airbus A380. And it would use way too much fuel. Okay, I'm writing it down right now for you guys. As a passenger plane. Okay. Be kind to yourself, man. Well, I'm typing with my nose. Good for you. Hey, Matt Skelcher, welcome to the chat. Is that real plane easyJet in use? Well, the funny thing is that they could definitely buy an airframe. It would probably only cost them $20 to $30 million. And according to my calculations, it was something like $32.50 per ticket per hour. So if you're flying a 1 hour flight, say like London to Paris on this easyJet A380, it would cost you $32. Hey, Nathan Connors, welcome to the show. Can you make a found and explain jet with the logo texture? I totally can. Yeah, I think it's something that I will do in one video coming up. Maybe for a special video, I'll talk about designing our own airline. Because we've already done the video about designing our own plane. So we can do designing our own plane. So the AN225 is 80 meters long. That is correct, but it's not 80 meters long like the Airbus is. It's actually got... It swoops up. It's got like a different swoop when it does it. Peter Palmer says, dude, I'll watch that vid, no doubt. Well, thank you so much. It's definitely on my list, so we'll definitely do that. To keep it looking authentic, put an Austrian serial on it. Okay, that's a good idea. Where does the Airbus A380 serial number lie? If we just bring up a A380 livery, if we just bring it up, where does it sit on the plane? Wow, look at this Qantas one. That's a oh my god, Qantas definitely did not. Please tell me Qantas didn't do a. If you guys can't see this, hold on, I'll bring this up. Did Qantas really do a tie-in with Planes, the movie? Planes, really? See, there's the Disney Planes. It wasn't even a good. It's not even the best Planes movie. There's 2 Planes movies, and the second one's far superior to the first one. I refuse to believe that Qantas did that. That can't be real. Where do they put the serial? Is it? I'm wondering. Is it at the? Come on, give me a bigger picture of a plane. Stop being a cheat. Okay, here's the Emirates livery. So let's bring this up and make this big for everybody to see. Everybody enjoying the live stream so far? Me, essentially rambling as I build a crazy fever dream aircraft. Iswa and Raman, I see your comment saying that it's his own comment. I see all. Don't panic. Yes. Nick sees all and knows all. Thanks. Yes. I got to go sleep. It's 9 p.m. in Malaysia. Goodbye and keep up the good job. Thanks so much for joining us, Jovichu. I hope you have a great night. In Indonesia, it's 8.31. Gotta go. Thank you so much for tuning in. Qantas is very good, but they retired the Boeing 747-400. Yes, I was actually at that retirement. Believe it or not, I stood right there and I signed my name on the plane, if you can believe that. That's right. So now the Qantas, the last Qantas 747, with all of its beauty and splendor sitting in the desert, is actually got my name written on it, which is actually very cool. So it's down here, the very tail of the Emirates plane. So if we're going to do that, we'll put, let's just grab an easyJet. How authentic do we want to make this? Do we just want to grab a registration, or do we want to look for Airbus air fleets? Let's find one that is one that we can actually do. Hey, Nathan. That's so cool you signed the plane. Super cool. Yes, it's actually sitting there. I'm actually signed right next to the captain that flew it to... the Mojave Desert for its retirement. Okay, so this is the official Airbus A380, and it turns out that Airbus fell under hard times and sold it to easyJet. So easyJet's going to have this registration on the plane, and it'll be down the end here in white writing. So we'll just do this with text. So F-wow is going to be the thing. And I actually quite like this Gotham text. So that's actually the text that we use for the channel. And whereabouts is it compared to it? It's just in front of the tail. So we'll put it there. That's probably still a bit too big. And you also said that we need the Austrian flag. Not Australian. Austrian flag. I did see the retirement flight of the British Airways 747, but I wasn't actually... Obviously, I wasn't invited because I can't leave the country in Australia at the moment. Is this the Austrian flag? Flag of Austria? Okay, great. Sorry, my geography's not the best when it comes to flags, which is a little bit embarrassing. I've never actually been to Austria, so it's definitely on my list to go. It's a very beautiful country, and I think it would have incredible mountains. I'd love to do the hiking. Now, do they actually register it? Because I noticed on this, it's got an EU flag. So is it actually EU or is it Austrian? I think we'll leave the Austrian on it because I think that's a little bit more funky than the EU flag. The 747 is the most iconic aircraft in the world, and I definitely think it's definitely incredible. Okay, so right, we've got these two. So now we're gonna copy and paste. Oh no, don't do that. Can we merge those two layers? And now we're gonna duplicate that layer, and we're gonna make sure that it stays the same all the way down. All the way down, and it's probably about a foot beneath that. Now that's going to be backwards. So what we're going to do is we're going to go transform. We're just going to flip horizontally. Then we're going to save this. We're going to export it as a PNG. I'm wondering actually if we just make it maybe a darkened color. Maybe, oh shit. Oh, sorry so much. Sorry, no swearing on this channel. My apologies. I've been such a good boy so far. Okay, just leave it as normal. We're not going to do that. Everyone enjoying this sort of Enya knockoff music that's playing in the background right now? Here's a little taste for you. I think that's really nice, actually. Although I did just recently upgrade the music, and you heard that in the Trump video. I've actually lost the chat again, so I'll just bring that back up so I can see. So I'll just have a read of the chat whilst I just do this. Register it as F-AE. What a great idea. Oh, man, that's such a good idea. Register it as FAE4L for Found and Explained for Life. That is a really good idea. I think that's a little bit more interesting. I agree. Let's just reverse this change. I'll go back to having a text layer here. So you're saying, what do we reckon, chat? Should we call it FAE 4L? I like that. FAE 4L. That's incredible. That's so good. It's not an actual registration, though, is it? Like, can we just bring up the air fleets? This is such a nerdy website, this one. You can find out everything. Okay, thank goodness, because I didn't want it to be some, like, because it might be a bit slanderous. No, we'll be fine. We won't get into trouble. We're rebels, aren't we, everybody? We like to, we're like the cowboys of the aviation commentary industry. Not like those goody two-shoes who just report on the news. We like to go a little bit crazy. All right, so we're going to... I think I'm going to merge this layer again, which I can't seem to do. Where's merge layer? Merge layers, and we're going to duplicate it again, and we're going to drop it down again. Yeah, it looks right, and then we'll just reverse that. Okay, we're going to export it this time. Register it for... He swore, brah. Yes, sorry about that. Hi, it's Gabbo. Welcome. Hey, Iswa. Yes, 747. Don't need to spam the chat about 747. Okay, right. So that's done there. So what we're going to do is we're just going to update this, and then we're going to jump into this. So very casual, relaxed stream. This is going to be available afterwards on the Patreon. Oh, see, that's too wrong there. So where have I done wrong? What have I... If we look at the Emirates one, it's next to the door. It's not underneath the door, and it's actually a lot smaller. So we may actually just jump in quickly and change that. So yeah, this is going to be available on the Patreon afterwards in all its glory, what you're looking at. But after this, it won't be on the channel. So it won't be like the other live streams that are on there. It's just something extra for the Patrons to enjoy. If they're really that keen, and also as a way of me rewarding the channel. But I figured that I'll just do this tonight because I've actually only got one Patreon at the moment. And if you're interested in checking out the other perks that come with having a Patreon, and I apologize, it's not an advert for it, but it's there in the description. I'll add it in later. Great. I think that will look really good. It's the little details, you see. It's not the broad strokes. It's the little small details that make people go like, oh. And now I'm going to be really pedantic and you're going to think I'm crazy. But I'm now going to go in here and I'm just going to make these windows shades. In fact, I'm going to make all the windows not be affected because I feel like it's being affected by this orange. Because the window shades are on the inside of the plane and they certainly do not paint them orange. God, this is me being absolutely ridiculous right now. Thanks for everyone's patience watching me literally highlight and color windows. And if I stuff up one of these things, I'm going to be so mad. Okay, so we've done that. Now what we're going to do is we have to rasterize both of these shapes. And watch this. This is where the magic happens. I'm going to get the eraser. Boom. See that? Now it looks proper. And it's the little details. As I was saying, it's the little details when it comes to these things. F in the chat for the death of the Boeing 380. I'm not entirely sure what them. There were 7 of us. I see what you're doing. Relax. Am I going to 3D print this? No, this is just going to be a 3D model for the next video that's coming out later this week. So after this live stream tonight, I'm going to be sitting down and it's going to be rendering overnight. And then in the morning, I'll have the footage to hopefully complete the video, the next one, that you'll be able to enjoy. I'm just going to go really pedantic in here, just make sure I get this right. My computer is lagging to do the animations for this little thing here. But yeah, we'll be wrapping up soon in about 15 minutes. Just a quick sort of little thing. I thought I'd reach out to you guys. It's definitely not as interesting as our last one that we were doing, but I just figured that it would be a nice opportunity for me to talk to you guys directly and get any feedback about the channel and just see what the general vibe is at the moment. I think it's important that I don't just like stay away and just pump out stuff without looking at other channels. When the virus ends, easyJet will have a first class called Found and Explained class if they do well. Stonks. Thank you. Iswa says, please do a video about SpaceX. I would really love to, but I've actually already done one about SpaceX on the channel. I don't know if you guys have actually seen much of the other content that's on the channel. That's not about planes. Okay, that looks good. All right, so we'll now export this and we're going to take it into the 3D model to see what it looks like. Okay, so 1 second, I'll catch up to the chat as I do this. It's Gabbo says, why don't you do some type of video on trains? I actually have 2 videos on the channel about trains. So, so I've got, yeah, plenty. Well, I think that's kind of relatively done. And I've got this pretty hectic sort of scene here all set up. So I'm just going to save this and I'm going to see what happens if I render this one image and see what happens to my computer. This may completely destroy the live stream, but we'll just have to see. Iswa says, please also do a spaceship for interstellar travel. Alex Gamer says, hey Nat, how much is the price of the tickets on the Found and Explained class? I would love to know that, actually. That would be really great. Okay, so this is the HD version of what we've been creating today. What do you guys think? I don't know why this is... There we go. That's looking pretty good, isn't it? Just make sure that's all lined up. Yeah, okay. Does anyone have any other improvements? Because I'm just about to take this to the animation stage. I think that's pretty good. It gets the point across. I think that's probably what we're trying to do here. Thanks so much for popping in, Graham. Take care. It's Gabbo says, I've already seen them. Okay, yes. Well, I'll have to do another video on trains then. I'll figure something out. I actually wanted to do a video about light rail, like trams and things, to follow up with my monorail video. But that was back when I thought the monorail video was my best video on the channel. And that video has not like kept up with the pace with the rest of the expansion. Okay. This is our model. Wait, what? Is that correct? Oh no, it's incorrect. It's got the wrong. Have I done something wrong here? Have I selected the wrong one here? There we go. So that's got the correct one. Oh, I'm happy with that. Cool. So this animation, what we're gonna do, we're going to go to layout mode. This is how I do it. So down the bottom of here, I've got a timeline. And so what we're going to be doing today is, this is the camera view. So this is the first shot of the timeline. And I'm thinking that we'll do probably a significant number of shots for this one. Because if I'm going to be rendering it sort of overnight, I want to do something which is quite cool. So I like to play around. Maybe we'll even do oh, that's cool. I like that orange getting really bright. And then maybe it comes around here and it goes really bright, but then it comes back around. Maybe it'll be a full 360. I do quite like that, actually. Iswa says, please do one about a Chinese passenger plane. Please bought a new computer. I'm watching 2 videos of mine at the same time, says Alex. Oh wow. Don't be greedy. It's all right. I'm not too fussed. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna increase. We could add in some bloom, but I think bloom adds in too much. Maybe some ambient inclusion. Oh, it doesn't like it when I do ambient inclusion. We'll definitely keep the reflections on. What I'm thinking is that we'll start off here. So I need to animate the camera. So make sure that you've got your little circle on here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to grab that. And now it's animated, you see? And I'm just going to delete that other duplicated keyframe. So I actually want to make sure that there's actually enough frames. Let's see. I want to make probably about a minute of footage today. So what would be a minute of footage? So that would be 250 frames per second. So 10 seconds would be 2,500. 60 seconds would be, we times that by 60, that's a minute. 15,000 frames. This is going to take like a ridiculous amount of time, but it will be incredible to have that amount of footage for tomorrow's production. So I'm going to get to work animating that. So we're going to do, how many did we say it was? Did I already close it? 15,000 frames for 1 minute of footage. 15,000. Look at this. Look how long the this dope sheet is now. Like, it is so long. That's so good. But it'll be good to do one massive long render and just leave it running overnight. Hopefully I don't make any mistakes and I have to re-render it overnight. So I've actually already done a video about the Chinese passenger planes, so you can jump on that at the same time. You need to paint the sharklet on the plane's wing. Okay. Yeah, this part here. That needs to be the orange, doesn't it? And actually these fins as well technically also need to be orange. Let me see what it's calling. So I need to see what texture it's using Airbus 3 TGA, and this one is using Airbus 3TGA, so that must be the wing texture. Okay, well, we can do that. I'm sure it won't take long to just fill in a color. So we're going to grab the other one here, Airbus TGA. Let me just find it. Okay. Oh, this is actually not as easy as I thought it would be. I don't know where the little thing is. I imagine it's these things down the end of the wings. Because that's obviously the top of the wing, that's the bottom of the wing. And they've also put in some like other stuff like the wheels and stuff like that, but I don't actually know. So what we're going to do to find that out, you can actually go to UV editing. So under UV editing, it'll show us exactly where it's calling these faces. So I'll go to faces mode and I'll just select it. And it's all these parts here in the corner. So it's just this one. And is both the same? What else is in this thing? If I just painted that all orange, so it's just that one there. Very strange. Okay, great. Well, now we know which one it is. This is going to be so easy to do. Just going to go into the editor here. And I'm just going to go select that one. And I'm just going to paste it orange. Done. And just let it save. And this is starting to really slow down now because I've got so many like sort of files loaded. Post it into there. And now we're going to go back into the shading tab where we've got it linking, and we're just going to change the link to the latest version. Boop, done. And it's a different color, orange. Do you think anyone will notice? Oh, this one didn't change. That's interesting. Is this one a different square? Oh, it's using... I'm going to change all of these squares to orange, and we'll change it to a different color. Hey, Iswa, just you're spamming a little bit too much of the chat, so just relax a little bit too much. I call dibs on flying a 747-8i with the Found and Explained livery, says Alex Gamer, and also the A380. Hey, Naha Gaming. Hey, Mishra Uza, you're not late. We're just finishing up, though, with the modeling today. The 777X is now actually the flagship airline for Boeing. So it's actually very interesting where it's going to go from here. Because they're no longer operating that sort of mainstream. It was a bit dark, wasn't it? So we're going to just push this a little bit brighter. Yeah, because they're no longer doing the Boeing 747, so the 777X is now going to be the big mainstream flag carrier for Boeing. Whilst for Airbus, it's going to have to be the Airbus A350-1000, which is a bit of a shame because I thought the 747 was very iconic, and likewise the A380. And you can see I don't care at all about my file structure. I'm just dumping these in because I just want to get this done. Okay, so let's just open this. And let's change this. What's going on here? Oh, we're just hiding in the sun, are we? Is that it? Yeah. How did this automatically update? Well, there you go. I've done the sharklets. What about these ones? Where are these done? Oh, I'm not going to try and update those. Those are going to be really complicated to do. There's no point. And that's it. That's what it looks like. Who wants to ride on board the easyJet A380? The tickets are only $34 each. $34 each. And if you're going to fly from London to New York, it would only be $175. It'd be the cheapest way to fly. But ironically, it's not actually the cheapest aircraft because a Boeing 787 can actually, I believe, fly for much cheaper than an A380, which is a little bit funny when you do the maths. But you'll have to see on the video when that's actually done. So a lot of people are saying they prefer Boeing. Yes, Hey Gabriel, Virgin Atlantic did have an A380 order. Yes, it would have had a gym, a casino, and double beds on board. Richard Branson was very proud of him talking about it, but he never actually came through with the money when it was time to order. So it's a little bit interesting thing of what's going on there. So what happens to Airbus and Boeing when they run out of numbers for planes? So Airbus has more spaces left than Boeing does. Boeing's actually only got, the 797 left, and they can't move up to anything of the 8 series because that's actually a different product line at their business. So I reckon they're going to start calling things the Boeing 2707, 2717, or something like that. And they'll be sort of the flagship as the new generation. Or they'll add like X's to everything, or with a Boeing, or they'll just keep the same series. Because they don't necessarily need to make anything bigger than the 747, so why should they make entirely new sort of aircraft? Okay, so we're going to go back into layout now, and I'm just going to let's do a 360. So I'm going to switch off all these colors, and we're going to go to boring old grayscale mode, just so we can figure out the exact camera. Then at around, let's do a real slow one, at around 2 minutes. Can I just type this in? Yes, I can type it in here. And exactly 1 second after everything, we're just going to be around the exact opposite side of the plane. And I don't actually know how that's going to work. So it should, and I'm going to try and play this right now. Oh, it's not going around the plane. Of course not. It's going to go straight through it and flip around. Okay, good to know. Well, that means probably at 125, I need to put it at a sort of halfway point. See, it's inside the plane. That's just silly. Okay, that's too far away. Something like that, I think. And then I'll just animate that in. Then so it will go like this. It's a real kind of janky 360. I quite like it though. Kind of this weird, like, kind of fly around. Oh, it goes fast there. But then it gets into position. Bang. It's 1 second. Oh, wait. No, my apologies. That's 10 seconds. So that's like a 10-second fly around. Okay. I'm just going to go back to the chat and have a quick read. Is a freighter version of the Airbus A350 possible? It totally is. Yes, there totally will one day be a freighter version of the A350. The reason that we haven't really seen it now is that there is such a complete oversupply of sort of other aircraft on the marketplace that, cargo operators don't really care about all the flight efficiency and bells and whistles of passenger operators. So they don't care about the carbon fiber. They don't care about the fuel efficiency and stuff. Obviously, they will down the line, but right now they can charge whatever they want. So an Airbus A350 is too expensive for a cargo operator to really see the justification for buying, although Boeing has definitely found a way of doing it with their 777 series, and Airbus likewise with their A330s if they want an absolute new plane. But there's going to be a lot of retiring wide-body aircraft that will be turned into cargo planes, and so they'll be snapping those up. However, one day the A350s will also start to retire, and that's when we'll start to see, in heavy use and very coveted, cargo A350s. Boeing does dominate the cargo market at the moment. You are right, Iswa. Mohammed asked me, do I like Airbus or Boeing? I love both equally, and it's very mean to choose a favorite. Hey, Nick, or Nat, I don't know, will you become a student pilot? If yes, what are you planning to fly as a student pilot? Hey, I would love to do a student flight pilot. I've never actually flown a plane, so I have to go do a discovery flight, and it'll probably be in a small Cessna. But if I did one day become something great, then if I could become a pilot of something, I would love to fly an Airbus A220 or something along that sort of size. I mean, obviously, a 747 would be ridiculous, but there's going to be a few. Actually, that's a good business idea. Imagine doing things with the big 747. Hey, Nathan, thank you so much for the donation today. I really appreciate you giving me that donation, and that's going to allow me to go buy a great coffee and get really hard to work making some more excellent content just like this today. Hey, Gabrielle, because some carriers is Hong Kong Airlines, do you mean Cathay Pacific or... Oh, no, you actually mean Hong Kong Airlines with their A350. Yeah, Transero, Virgin Atlantic, and Kingfisher cancelled their orders. That is possible. New freighters will probably need... you're talking about the Airbus A380, Gabriel. Yes, that's correct. New freighters will probably need in 2030 as their old aging planes will probably no longer be able to operate, but from what we learned from ECO, any old plane works if it's maintained. It is possible to do it. I also do need to, hey Dog Spacer, I need to do a video on the MC-21 airliner as well. Okay, so what we're going to do now is that I'm going to grab a second shot. Oh, I do love this track that's playing right now. It's like the real insightful track. This one's like, I'll play a little bit just so you can hear it. Yeah, this is a real... like the deep thought one where existential and you're starting to think about like, really? I'm watching a video right now about a guy making a model easyJet aircraft. So what's interesting is that I want to go like really bright. I want to block the easyJet. Is it better to block that? I think it's better to block the tail. Okay. So we're setting a keyframe for the camera. And then we're going to go down like that. And we look at it head on. Although that's not that great looking, is it? Actually, how about we zoom in? That's better. All right. And this should probably take a whole 10 seconds to zoom in. That's going to be a very long shot. Yeah, why not? We've got frames to... No, we'll just do 5 seconds. A 5-second sort of zoom in. And people are going to see how awful the model is up close. I'm going to upgrade the models down the line, and we'll get much more higher quality ones than this. Okay, right. Oh, actually, that should be... Oh, dear, don't do that. Hey, Dog Spacer, thank you so much for the euro. I really appreciate that today. Thank you so much. Really, I do. It's Gabo says, do you have a Discord? Yes, I'm going to be creating a Discord. It's going to be mainly, there'll be a Patreon channel in there, but there will also be something for the rest of us to jump on. Mohammed says, do you like Airbus A380 or A350? I think the Airbus A350 is an incredible plane, but again, it's hard to choose favorites. Gabriel asks, could Boeing and Airbus merge? Now, that's a really interesting thing because they're both like have antitrust laws and it would create a monopoly in the marketplace. So there would need to be a big rival to compete against them before they could possibly merge. And I'm pretty sure they wouldn't be allowed to do that. Hey, Dog Spacer, it says here that you've retracted your message. Was there something that you want to say? Hey, Iswa, there is a super chat button underneath the thing if you want to make a donation, but there's no obligation at all. Hey, Dog Spacer, my FPS is really bad at the moment because of the connection. I don't have a great internet thing, and it's something I need to upgrade when I move. So if you didn't know, my house is actually for sale. Not that I'm trying to sell my house on this live stream, but it's for sale, and so I haven't invested in internet infrastructure. But as soon as I do it, I will move. Mohammed says, whoever is watching, please subscribe to his channel. Thank you so much for saying that. That's really nice. It's Gabo says, how much does the Patreon cost per month? So the Patreon starts from $2. I believe, is for the thing for early access and exclusive live streams and stuff like that. So it's really nothing. I'll put it into the description. I wonder if I can edit the description now to add in the Patreon because people keep asking about it. 1 second. One moment, everyone. Okay. Will Boeing and Airbus be bankrupt sometime in the future? No. Boeing will never become bankrupt because it's too big to failure as a company, and Airbus is too diverse across Europe that there is no one part of it for it to really go bankrupt. It will just keep being evolved into something else. Will WoW Air ever make a comeback, says Alex Gamer. Yeah, so WoW Air is definitely... what is it, like 3 times it's tried to come back now? It's starting to, be a bit of a joke, but they found a market in the middle of the Atlantic. Iceland is perfectly located to be in the middle of the Atlantic, but they expanded too fast, and they would still probably be around today if they didn't expand so fast. Anyone else agrees that any content from this channel is better than others about aviation? Thank you so much for saying about that. Thank you so much for saying those kind words. Airbus won't go bankrupt. The fourth pistol says, yes, this is Blender. Will Pan Am come back from the dead? Well, I had someone the other day tell me that someone's actually bought the rights and is trying to bring this back. Hey, everyone, we're actually 7 minutes over what I intended to do this at the beginning. So, hey, Bendy, I think it's you. Yes, I actually did mute you before because you actually were spamming the chat. Pan Am might use the 777 as their flagship airline. That would be very cool. WoW Air should probably move to a new hub. I think WoW Air needs to be owned by Frontier Partners. Indigo Partners, who also owns Frontier and Wizz. Now imagine if those 2 airlines used Iceland to connect together. All right, everyone. So I think I'm going to be wrapping this up. Is there any other final questions about aviation? And I'm going to finish up doing this, this animations, and I'll be running this sort of overnight. Is there anything else that anybody wanted to say? I do love the turtle livery of the ANA aircraft. And it's funny because ANA never wanted to buy the... they never wanted to actually buy the A380, but they inherited it when they ordered something else. And they actually stuck to their word, which I thought was actually very good of them. Was, not much to say about some other people who have cancelled their orders recently. I know a lot of airlines have been cancelling orders, which is such a shame. It's something we definitely don't want to see. So I'm just going into the top mode now because I want to get a perfect shot from above. Okay, which is a little bit too... Okay, this looks good. We'll grab this. Oh, actually, maybe we'll go a little bit closer. Okay, everyone. What's my opinion on the Airbus A350-2000? Yeah, I don't know if it will ever happen. There just doesn't seem to be any market demand for it. But it's a very cool idea. Imagine if easyJet and Lufthansa merged. Well, that wouldn't make much sense because they have 2 different business models. Could Boeing make a fighter jet and a rocket? Boeing already does make fighter jets and rockets. That's everything. You know how Boeing is the 700 series? Well, everything before the 700 series is like rockets and fighter jets and things like that. I'll do a video about the history of Boeing. Alex Gamer, do not end stream. Well, I'm sorry, but we just have to get back to... Please don't spam the channel. Stop spamming the channel because I don't want to end up doing this thing. Okay, everyone. So if there's no more questions for today, I'm going to sort of finish up this stream. So thanks so much for watching today, everyone. I really appreciate it. And definitely keep an eye out for the next video where this will appear. And so thank you so much for joining me in doing it. So again, thank you so much.